Teens, Social Media, and Self-Esteem, presented by Alexis Harley. So, what's up? The average teen uses Instagram, Facebook, or Snapchat every single day. And that's cool, especially since that's what everyone's talking about, but it's not always a good thing. Exposure to a negative environment and content that's on these social media sites are likely to get around to your child. Social media affects self-image, and today we're going to have to talk about how Instagram affects that.
According to researchers, Instagram may have a substantial effect on a teenager's emotional state. Eline Friesen, a doctoral student at the Leuven School for Mass Communication Research, says this age group may be particularly at risk for the impact of Instagram, given the increasing popularity of Instagram in adolescence and given the increase of depressive symptoms during this stage of life. If using Instagram stimulates adolescents' closeness to friends, it is beneficial in the long run. But if Instagram is not capable of that stimulation, it is harmful in the long run.
Did you know 600 million users were reported to be on Instagram last year, December 2016? There's 78 million active US users, and 49% of users on Instagram are females. Needless to say, that's who we'll be discussing today. Instagram and self-esteem. Instagram is causing big problems. Instagram is also lowering self-esteem and shattering the self-image of our youth. Girls often compare themselves to other girls, resulting in low self-esteem and dissatisfaction with their bodies, themselves, and who they are as a whole. Girls have a hard time with peer pressure. It's easy to do something when everyone else is doing it, even if it's wrong. That includes things like smoking and hanging out after school if you know your mom didn't give you permission. Girls learn from each other. They hang out with each other for 8 hours a day. They might do just whatever it takes just to get those extra comments, those extra likes on Instagram, and those extra Snapchat watches. Theories and ideas. Here's a couple of theories that I thought would accurately explain why the girls are behaving the way that they are. Groupthink, social comparison theory, and social learning theory. Groupthink is the practice of thinking or making decisions as a group in a way that discourages creativity or individual responsibility. Social comparison theory is when we determine our own social and personal worth based on how we stack up against others. As a result, we are constantly making self and other evaluations across a variety of domains. Social learning theory is when people learn from observing others. Groupthink. Groupthink is a psychological phenomenon that occurs within a group of people in which the desire for harmony or conformity in the group results in an irrational or dysfunctional decision-making outcome that basically discourages individual responsibility. A few examples are starting riots or group bullying, which happens in a lot of schools in the US, and also cyberbullying. Social comparison theory. This theory explains how individuals compare themselves to others, evaluate their own opinions and abilities, and they use it to reduce any uncertainty in these areas that they're insecure to learn how to define themselves. This seems to be our biggest issue today with adolescent girls. A good example of this is in comparing to yourself to other people. The grass is always greener to you and you never feel good enough. These are the things that we really want to focus on fixing. Social learning theory. Social learning theory is the observation of behavior and the modeling of that behavior. A good example would be trying to change behavior, appearance, and even personality to fit in with other people, just to get something that you don't have.
My initial research and observational learning centered on the social modeling of aggression. In our experiment, preschool children observed an adult model beat up an inflated boba doll in novel ways. She pummeled it with a mallet, flung it in the air, kicked it repeatedly, and threw it down and beat it. And these novel acts were embellished with hostile remarks. The children were then left in the playroom that had a variety of toys. Now, the children who had observed the aggressive modeling adopted much of it. They even invented new ways for attacking the doll. Children who had not observed the adult model were less aggressive and never hit the boba doll in the novel ways that were modeled. The children who had been exposed to the aggressive modeling showed an increased attraction to guns, even though the adult model never used them. At the time we did this research, it was widely believed that seeing others venting aggression would drain away the viewer's aggressive drive. As you can see, exposure to modeled aggression is hardly cathartic. Televised violence has four major effects. It teaches aggressive styles of behavior, weakens restraints over aggression, desensitizes and habituates viewers to human cruelty, and shapes viewers' images of reality. With the enormous advances in the technology of communication, observational learning from the symbolic environment is placing an increasingly powerful role in people's everyday lives. Human attitudes, values, styles of behavior are now being modeled worldwide. As a result, televised modeling is becoming an influential vehicle for political and social change. We now have global broadcasts of societal conflicts as they are happening.
And our solution is Run for One, a program for middle school girls where they would come together on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays and participate in interpersonal activities, arts and crafts, and more. Our number one goal is to help mold confident, kind, and smart young girls and send them off to high school with a solid foundation aimed at success. The first site we would like to plan our program is Lakeshore Middle School, 2519 Bayview Road, and in Jacksonville, Florida. Let's team up. Team Up is a comprehensive school-based after-school program that provides educational and enrichment opportunities for the youth. All Team Up programs are located in Duval County Public School sites and staffed by both certified teachers and youth development staff for the provider agency. Children who participate in Team Up programs tend to have a better attendance, promotion rates, and grades at the same school as the children who do not attend the program. Team Up already has a strong foundation within the school. This brings a unique opportunity for us due to the fact that we have access to the students outside of normal curriculum time. This will allow us to be more flexible with the students and implement more ideas and have more time to help the students. A few potential issues that we might run into is access to a program is after school only. We wouldn't be able to offer the service to all of the students if they didn't make it into the Team Up program. So the only issue with that is we want to promote all students. We don't only want to give some of us, we want to support the entire student body. So I could definitely see where we would have some complaints from other parents. It would be best to try to use fundraising instead of payments to help with trip funding. Everyone's socioeconomic status is not the same. All parents won't be able to afford the fees. I think it's best if we use fundraisers instead of payments to help with trip funding. Any questions or concerns can be addressed at runforone@gmail.com. You can call 904-555-4595 to submit any detailed information or suggestions that you have. Thank you for considering us and thank you for listening.